Hello and welcome to the channel. We all know what Twitch is. It's a platform where people can stream various different content and connect with people around the world. Now, Twitch has never been hailed as perfect. It has many flaws. In my opinion, one of the biggest issues with Twitch is picking and choosing when their terms of service is enforced. This annoys streamers and viewers alike because the terms of service is supposed to be in place to make the platform a level playing field, knowing what's okay to broadcast and what's not. And when a perceived bias happens towards a streamer that appears to have broken the terms of service, it creates negative PR for Twitch and the streamer in question. Twitch's special treatment of certain streamers generates a more toxic attitude towards that streamer in question, and it creates a never-ending cycle of Twitch refusing to see the criticism, and then they're scratching their heads thinking of ways to make the platform less toxic. But it is without doubt the market leader when it comes to a streaming platform. I mean, they are owned by Amazon, which is like having a golden ticket to succeed. So in an attempt to reach out to the community, Twitch has decided to form a Safety Advisory Council. Let's just have a quick read of their mission statement, shall we? Keeping our community safe and healthy is a top priority for Twitch. Today, we're excited to announce the formation of a Twitch Safety Advisory Council, which will support the growth of our community moving forward. The Safety Advisory Council will inform and guide decisions made at Twitch by contributing their experience, expertise, and a belief in Twitch's mission of empowering communities to create together. The Council will advise on a number of topics including drafting new policies and policy updates, developing products and features to improve safety and moderation, promoting healthy streaming and work-life balance habits, protecting the interest of marginalised groups, and identifying emerging trends that could impact the Twitch experience. This group is composed of online safety experts and Twitch creators who have a deep understanding of Twitch, its content, and its community. When developing this council, we felt it was essential to include both experts who can provide an external perspective, as well as a Twitch streamer who deeply understands creators' unique challenges and viewpoints. Each of the members of the council was carefully selected based on their familiarity with the Twitch community and their relevant personal and professional experiences. And we'll just leave it there for reading Twitch's policy. So from reading that, it all sounds good, to be honest. It seems Twitch are making a conscious decision to hear the voice of the streamers from different communities about ways that they can improve the platform. They're trying to promote healthy streaming habits, which I think are overlooked, and I think more people should talk about that. And they're also going to be involved in implementing new policies and changes where needed. So it's clear from this that the people selected will hold a lot of power when it comes to Twitch. And you'd like to think that Twitch made thorough checks on the people involved. After all, they are representing the company. As the statement mentions, the panel is made of streamers and a few online bullying specialists, which is good, I suppose. I think a few more long-time streamers should be involved, but so far so good. Until we get to this member of the panel. She's called FerociouslySteph. The description on her statement mentions she has competitive experience on a game called Heroes of the Storm. It's not my cup of tea, but a lot of people seem to like that game. They also mention that she was one of the first transgender streamers to be partnered on Twitch. Now, I've seen a few commentators mention that, being the first transgender person to get a partnership shouldn't be a factor in being appointed to the panel. I do agree with this, but I also see it from Twitch's point of view. They're looking at making a panel that represents the different communities on Twitch. Everyone deserves to have a voice, so having a transgender member on that panel, on paper, it makes sense to me. With all that taken into consideration, she would seem to be the perfect candidate. She's a long-time gamer who's been on the platform for a number of years, but let's take a closer look at her.
Which a lot of people have been like, Steph, you clearly know nothing about competitive play. Well, competition, by the way, y'all, competition requires you to get every advantage possible. To become the top 0.01% in any video game, you have to squeeze every amount of advantage you can possibly get. Voice chat is unfair. Period.
I've watched that clip multiple times, and I think it's clear to see that Steph has a long-seated personal issue when it comes to voice communications in games.
Voice chat is unfair. Period.
You know, maybe long ago on a cold night she found herself in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby, someone called her, you know, awful names, and she's not been able to sleep ever since. Maybe that's what's happened. But you can't hold an opinion as a fact. You know, that's not how facts work. So far we've established that she wants to ban voice chat when it comes to competitive play. Let's just have a look at another clip.
I'm just not cool with white supremacy, y'all. It's really not that. I think a lot of you gamers are actually white supremacists. Sorry. Just a fact of how I feel, which is...
You notice at the end where she states it's a fact, but then adds, you know, an opinion of how she feels. That's her knowing that she shouldn't have just said what she said.
Just a fact of how I feel.
You know, stating a lot of you gamers are white supremacists is not something, you know, an affiliate should be doing, you know, even below an affiliate, let alone a partner or a Twitch ambassador. You know, you're just out there just labeling random people that you're talking to or addressing to in your stream chat as white supremacists. You know, that's, you know, you're offending a large majority of Twitch's you know, viewer base just by, you know, your opinions. And it's fine to have opinions. There's nothing wrong about having an opinion. But, you know, you can't state that as a fact. But it's okay. It's how she feels. So like the reasoning with the voice communications, I think this is another personal opinion of Steph's. Having someone on a panel designed to speak for certain sections of the community and that are trying to push a personal agenda is, you know, is not a good thing. The next clip that you're going to see is Steph feeling proud of her newfound Twitch power. She's instructing her channel mods to ban people, which of course she's entitled to do, but in my opinion, the way she does this is not how you would expect the Twitch ambassador to behave.
You better watch out, because I'm pretty cool, and you can't get rid of me. Twitch is endorsing me, and there's nothing you can do about it, so I'm just gonna dance to your sad tears. I'm just gonna drink your tears. Num 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 num.
This is someone clearly drunk on power, in my opinion.
And you can't get rid of me. Twitch is endorsing me, and there's nothing you can do about it, so...
Over the past few days, Steph has been taking a lot of criticism, and rightly so. This is her response to some of that.
But I'm hanging in there, and I'm not going anywhere. I have power. They can't take it away from me. And honestly, you know, there are some people that should be afraid of me, and that they are, because I represent moderation and diversity, and I'm gonna come for hurtful, harmful people. If you're a really shitty person, I'm gonna stand up against you. Period. And Twitch is endorsing me to do that, so.
This is someone clearly unfit to hold the position that she currently has at Twitch. She just doesn't conduct herself in a way that you would expect a person of power to behave. I think being made a member of this panel has clearly inflated Steph's ego to the point where she sees herself as a martyr for her own opinions. Now we'll end the video with a few more clips of Steph. I've left these clips at the end of the video because overall there's no real harm in them. It's just another example of what you wouldn't expect someone in her position to be acting like on stream. Steph also identifies as a deer. It's not important, but it's just a fact of how she feels.
Thank you.
Going to the back of the head. Maybe down a little bit. What's nice about forest creatures is that they'll sort of give you feedback on your scritches. And they're pretty sensitive to scritches. So scritches in different areas get different reactions from forest creatures.
There are some people that should be afraid of me. I represent moderation and diversity and